Hello book lovers and welcome to my pocket of joy. So today I thought I would do something a little bit different because otherwise... So it's Saturday and this afternoon I've been invited to a sort of garden barbecue party, and everyone has to bring something, their own stuff, but also stuff to share. So I've decided to do some pesto snails. I don't know if you... I mean, you'll see in the end what it looks like, and Mediterranean bread. Both of which I have never done before, so let's hope it turns out alright. So I thought I would be baking these and at the same time review the last two books that I've read. So let's get started. As you can see, I've already prepped some vegetables. Now I will be doing the dough for the bread. So I read Lily and the Octopus by Stephen Rowley just after the last three books in my video. You can check it out. I will link to the video down below in the description. I really enjoyed the story. It's sad but at the same time funny. So it's the story of Ted, whose best friend is a dog, Lily. You're a bit surprised because you just realize that Lily can talk, or you don't know if Lily can really talk, or if Ted actually imagines it. One day Ted notices that there is an octopus on Lily's head. And when you read that, because that's like the first pages basically, you're like, what? There's an octopus on the dog's head. But very quickly, I mean, I guess everyone reading it would realize that actually this octopus is sort of a metaphor for a tumor. Lily has a growth basically on the head, and Ted just visualizes it as an octopus, and actually during the whole book speaks to the octopus, tries to make it to go away, and it has like hilarious things, but at the same time you're just like, Ted, it's not an octopus. But this whole story is about love and denial and finally acceptance. I really enjoyed reading it because it's not the traditional sort of book. I mean, you don't have many talking dogs in a normal contemporary novel. And I did cry at the end. So I think it deserved its 4 stars that I gave on Goodreads. Probably wouldn't read it again though. But then again, there are very rare books that I would read again. So I don't think that counts as a criteria. I do own these books physically. But because I'm baking, I've just put the picture there because I cannot hold these books, otherwise they will get dirty. And I think I'm struggling here. Why isn't it taking as much water as I want? Give me a second. So this is the dough now. I covered it with some foil and I'm going to let it rest for an hour. And then let's see how it goes on. So now I'll be doing the pesto snails and talk to you about the second book I read. For the pesto snails, I'll do two kinds, one with red pesto and the other one with the basic green pesto. Yeah, so I'll need the dough. Hello, where do you open? Maybe open sesame? Oh, what? Okay, here. Found it. Let's talk about The Book Thief by Marcus Zusak. And oh my god. I don't know, I mean I do know why it took me so long to read it, because it's Second World War and it's a historical time that I don't like so much. Of course I don't like it. I mean it's Second World War. But especially because in history class, like year after year, we would only study this and not other stuff which are just as important. I mean, it's not as if in the whole history of mankind there were just the First and the Second World Wars. So at some point I was really annoyed, and I couldn't see stuff that had to do with Second World War anymore. Or the first one for that matter. So it took me a while to get to that book. But oh my god, did I enjoy it. Because it is so different. It is really so different from what I expected. From the style, because it's written in a light sort of way. Deep as well, but very light. It's not written with the purpose, now you cry, you know, and I enjoy that, and you get to be emotional when you need to be emotional. The story is about a little girl called Liesel Memminger, and she is taken by her mother to foster parents because her mother cannot take care of her for several reasons. She's poor, she's a communist, and so on. And the story follows basically this little girl as she lives in Himmel Street with this foster family and with all the other people who live in this street. And what I found so refreshing was that you follow Second World War from the point of view of the Germans, and I think, I don't know, maybe there are probably other books like that, but you tend to always think that if you read a book about Second World War, it will be about the Jews, the concentration camps and the horrible stuff that happened there. And of course it needs to be talked about, of course, but I mean the other point of view is important as well, and I think it's often forgotten. And basically it shows how, okay, some Germans did follow Hitler's point of view, but others actually just belong to the party for safety, because if you didn't, I mean, horrible things would happen to you or to your family. You would be punished, sent to war, and sent to war to kind of positions that were not I wouldn't say glamorous, because I mean, it's war, it's never going to be glamorous, but or you would be beaten and I don't know, many things of the sort, and others who actually really don't belong to the party and are really against what Hitler and the Nazis believe, but still try to survive, basically, because they're poor and they don't have any other options because they are in Germany surrounded by people who are Nazis, and there is basically no way out. As Liesel learns to read, she develops, I mean, she steals the first book before she could read, but she develops then this tendency to, or taste, I can say, to steal books to read, and she has like a collection of sorts. And you get attached to a character, to the other characters as well. Don't know if it works that well. I'll have to. Well, it will have to work the way the best it can. Probably not be really round snails, but who cares? At least they will look halfway pretty and taste good. That's my hope, that it tastes good. Important thing to know about this book is it is narrated by Death, and that is extremely original because Death is kind of funny. Describes the thing as they are, but the way he feels it as well, and or it, I don't know. But at the same time, the story is actually told by Liesel because Death only knows of this story because Liesel wrote her life in Himmel Street in a notebook, and Death stumbles upon that book at some point and reads it over the years and decides that he needs to tell the story. What is also interesting in this novel is that it is not 100% linear, in the sense that Death sometimes just gives a preview of who will die, and like about 50 or 100 pages before it actually happens, and you're just like, no, not that character, cannot be possible. And you keep on writing, and as you write and as you follow these characters, you just start hoping again that no, Death was wrong. He's not going to die, or he or she or whatever character. And when it actually does happen, it is so heartbreaking, so heartbreaking, and but at the same time such a beautiful book, so beautiful. I mean, I cried so much in the last 20 pages, but I mean sobbed. Ugly cry. I mean, it was the end. It was the death of me, basically, which is ironic considering Death is narrating the book. But yeah, I gave it, of course, 5 stars. It was brilliant, absolutely brilliant, and I recommend it. And I think it's a book that, this one is one. It's a book that I will read again, maybe not this year or next year, but it will definitely be a several read kind of book for me. So yeah, that was it for The Book Thief. So I had intended to do a review of a third book, which is A Long Way to a Small and Angry Planet by Becky Chambers. But it took me 2 to 3 days to get over the book thief. When I started A Long Way to a Small and Angry Planet, I did it. I realized it would be too late for this video, but I'm already halfway through, so I still want to say something about it. And so if you don't know, it's a sci-fi, but it's very character driven. So it's not about, you know, action here, action there, and stuff like that. This is about a story about a crew whose specialty is to make tunnels through space, and they have a big job that could, you know, make them rich and for the rest of their days, basically. The job hasn't started yet where I'm at, but there is a whole setting about the characters and who they are, the species that they are, because there are several species, and I just love how detailed every species is, and from language to how they look, their customs and culture as well, and their history backgrounds as well. And I think Becky Chambers really developed the world building so very neatly and detailed. You're just interested to know what happens and why these characters are the way they are, and I find it really interesting, and the way they all work together, and basically in harmony and tolerance and understanding and everything. Is amazing. The chapters are some of them extremely long. That is, I think, because every chapter follows a specific kind of day, so like a log book. And the good thing is that they're like those paragraph jumps, usually that allow for a change of character point of view, and that is okay. So I'm really excited to know how it continues, actually. Meanwhile, look at how gorgeously smooth this is. And this is tomato sauce with finely chopped onions, lemon juice, basilicum, and pine nut? I don't know. I'll check it out. It will be written here if yeah. This will have to rest another 20-30 minutes, and then put back the other half of the tomato juice, and then it will be going into the oven, and we'll see how it looks. I apologize for the ticking, but this is the oven I've got. So the bread is now ready to go into the oven. I put some little cherry tomatoes on top as decoration, basically, and yeah, let's shove it in. Close it. This will take about 20 to 30 minutes, so meanwhile I'll just shower, get ready, prepare the bag, and then we'll see how the bread looks. Just a little thing more. I said I'm going to a garden party, and I know probably some of you will think, what? With the virus going on and all. So rest assured, we're not doing anything illegal here in Germany. It is allowed to be in the fresh air with a maximum of 20 people. So we're doing that. I don't think we're even close to 20. It's just really a small gathering. It's all safe and protected. So this is what we ended up with. These are the snails. You can see the little spiral there. This is the bread. I'm not sure it's entirely cooked, but I mean, I think it will taste good. So here I am. I took a shower, although I kind of need another one because it is so freaking hot. So hot. I mean, I just move like this and I just sweat. It is horrible. And yes, I know I'm drinking tea, but if people in the desert do it, there must be a reason. Looking forward to the fresh air, to company, friends, and good healthy food. Let me know if you enjoyed this new content, if you prefer it actually to what I've been doing so far. And I do have a question for you. Do you prefer savory or sweet? I mean, I guess from this video you figured out that I prefer savory. I do like sweet stuff, but I think I really prefer savory. But I'm curious to know. And second question, did a book ever give you cravings of something specific? Yeah, that would be interesting to know. And if you liked this video, give it a little thumbs up. If you're new here, feel free to subscribe. It would mean a lot to me. And yeah, have a lovely day. Be kind. See you in my next video. Toodaloo!